I'm here today with Christina Franc from CAFE, the Canadian Association of Fairs and Exhibitions, who represent over 110 organization members from across the country. Good morning, Christina. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Great, thank you. We're talking today about how to refocus on strategy through these interesting times. And I can only think that an organization that represents fairs and exhibitions has had a particularly poignant experience in the last 3 or 4 months. How are your members doing, and what are you hearing from them?
Well, there was a moment of despair because mass gatherings were the first thing to be shut down, and they continue to be shut down, and that's our entire industry. So people were kind of taken aback, but we're a resilient bunch, and a lot of our organizations are older than Canada itself. And so they've been through some tough times. And so we've seen some really creative and exciting ideas come out of it, and it's been truly inspirational.
Right. And looking at your own business, I think you're coming up to a membership renewal phase that would typically happen in June and July. As the leader of your organization, how are you preparing for that? Is it different, and what's changed?
So before all of this started, we were already looking into membership and membership value as part of our strategic plan, and we struck a growth and development committee. So they've been focusing on rejigging the membership model to make it the best it could be.
Right.
So this really just sped up the process a little bit for us. So we've implemented a few changes accordingly, and then we've also created a loyalty program because more than ever we believe that this industry needs the access to the professional development, the network, and the knowledge transfer through this more than any other time.
How have the discussions with your board been going? Strategic plans are set sometimes months, if not years, before this type of event, and then they're put under the microscope during real proof tests, such as the shocks that we're going through. How has that played out in your organization?
To me, the sign of a good strategic plan is that it's a living document that's adaptable, and that's what we've seen with our plan. So our three main pillars of connecting people, leadership, and membership values still stand true, and so we're just adapting it with the circumstances.
Right, that's great. And has there been an example where maybe plans have changed and you've had to pivot with the rest of us? If the strategy guides you, how have plans modified?
Yeah, so under our leadership pillar, for example, we focused on government relations and getting our name out to the federal government. That's been a really important component. So it's shifted from just a matter of government relations and awareness to a bit more of advocacy. And so we're focusing on seeking out funding for our members, making sure that they're eligible for the program. So it still stands true, but it's shifted to adapt.
Yeah, it sounds really meaningful. Well, thank you very much, Christina. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.